Hey y'all, CB here at MBS Welding. Let's show you what we got cracking. My buddy got this big Tex dump trailer. We've had it in here and done things to it before. And he had the idea recently that he wanted to run this jack with his 1/2-inch drive impact gun with a cordless impact gun. He had talked to somebody that told him that all they had to do was weld a bolt onto it or a nut onto this shaft. He came and told me about that, and what I said right away was, I said, man, I don't think your impact gun is going to run that jack like you think it is. It'll probably run it, but you could have issues, because where I've seen that work before, I saw somewhere online where you could buy a separate gearbox that you would run with your impact gun, and this gearbox would run your jack, and that would allow that to work. But I convinced him that instead of just welding a nut on the end of this, I'll make you up a piece of pipe that bolts on there with a way you can run it with your gun, and then if you change your mind, you can put your crank handle back on. Well, here's what happened. He tried this. It ripped the guts out of the jack. The jack in all of its movement will work, except for that one spot where he had his excavator in the back of there. And when he had that much weight in it and tried to run it with the impact gun, the force of the impact gun stripped this thing out. So we got to put a new jack on the trailer, and the only place we're going to get one in town is going to be Harbor Freight. He's already looked, and I have too, to try to get a jack this big near us. And Harbor Freight's the only one that's got one big enough. So Super Service truck is fired up. We're going to Harbor Freight. We're going to get him a jack, get him fixed up, and get him back in business. Stay tuned. Got the jack and ready to get going on this thing. Obviously, the first thing to do is to get the old jack taken off of here. It looks like I'm going to be able to use the brackets that are welded to the existing jack. And so I used the Hillbilly bridge crane, and I lifted it up. And I tried my 3/8-inch impact gun, and bolts wouldn't come loose, so I went to the 1/2-inch drive air. Bolts wouldn't come loose, so obviously you see what happened. Out come the oxyacetylene. Now, I did not cut the bolts or nuts off. I just heated the nut. The nut that didn't want to come loose, I warmed it up, hit it with the air gun, and off she came. That generally works, and I'm going to be able to reuse those nuts and bolts. So the interesting thing, getting out the jack, although this is a completely different brand name than what was on it, they must be very similar, because going by the dimensions, I couldn't find a difference. Everything about these two jacks appeared to be the same. So obviously, to me, there's no point fabricating a new set of brackets and making new holes or any of that. I'm gonna cut the brackets off of the existing jack and put them on the new one. And on this first one, I decided I'd do some plasma gouging with the Arc Captain Cut 55 Pro. Lots of ways to do this. You could also gouge it off with oxygen and acetylene. So the other way to do it that I think a lot of the viewers might lean towards is just like I'm doing this other one. You can take a thin cutting wheel and just cut the weld with that. And since I did one of these with the plasma and the other one with the cutting wheel, I didn't see a huge difference time-wise, but it just depends on what you want to do, what kind of mood you're in, I guess, and what you have. Just about everybody that does any welding at all should probably have an angle grinder around, and those cutting wheels aren't terribly expensive, and it didn't take a lot of wheel to cut this off. If anything, as far as which one was easiest, in this application, I think the cutting wheel was easier. And this is definitely an application where it was not hard to see what I needed to cut to get it to come off. There are occasions where you need to gouge because you got to find the separation. When you got a piece of angle iron welded right on a piece of tube like what we got here, you can look at it and pretty much guess where that separation's at. So knowing where to cut with the cutting wheel, even though I didn't have a flame washing away and looking for the separation, it's still, it was, in this application, the cutting wheel was pretty effective way to do it. And give her a couple warps with a shop hammer there and a little wiggling, and off she come. But no matter if you use a cutting wheel or plasma, you got to do some grinding. Going by the measurements, I positioned it onto the new one, and I used the Arc Captain MiG 205 Pro with 030 solid wire and mixed gas. MIG welded that on there, and also the little hook that holds your handle needed welded on there, so I ground the paint off and put that on there. When it was time to put the jack back on, one of the things I remember is I had a stuck bolt. I had some paint that seemed to interfere a little bit with the nut going on the bolt. So one of the things I did before I even got going, I got me a set of vice grips to hold the bolt. I put some fluid, which was actually transmission oil mixed with kerosene, on the bolt, and I just ran the nut with my gun in and out a little bit. That way, when we're doing this part, getting things screwed on there with our fingers, everything went on nice and easy.